in this week's SUPboarder review, we're going to be looking at the Aquaite Voyager Pro in a full carbon. This is a 3-piece paddle, and this is the sister paddle to the Aqua Pro, which we reviewed a couple years ago. Aquaite are a British water sports brand that strive in making luxury, good quality water sports equipment, and this is the newest paddle that they've added to their range. So this is a 3-piece paddle designed for an all-round paddler. The specifications for the paddle, it's 100% 3K carbon, so good quality carbon. The carbon continues right over the whole paddle blade, and then it's finished off on top of that with a bamboo veneer layer too. The area of the blade size is 595 square centimeters. The weight of the paddle, it just weighs, when we weighed it, just under 600 grams, so that's fairly light for a 3-piece paddle, and it retails at 219 pounds. Like the Aqua Pro paddle, it's finished off with their Pantone signature paint on the blade tip and also on the handle. It doesn't come out that bright in the studio because of the lights, but I can guarantee even in the darkness this paddle can be seen from a long distance way away. When it collapses down to its 3-piece section, you can fit it into 90 centimeters of length, so any board bag, any inflatable bag, it'll go in there nice and easy. And when put together, you can get a paddle height range of 190 centimeters to 220 centimeters. When we reviewed the first Aquaite Aqua Pro paddle, which is the fixed length full carbon version of this, we were very impressed with the general blade shape for all-round paddling conditions and for all-round paddlers. This blade shape is exactly the same as that one, so they haven't changed anything there. It's nothing huge and it's not super small. It really suits the average weight paddlers, probably from 70 kilograms up to about 85-90 kilograms, or possibly a bit bigger actually. Really comfortable on the shoulders, doesn't weigh you up too much, doesn't put too much weight on your shoulders. I paddled with my wife Lucy and she found it very easy to paddle, considering she usually uses a smaller blade size too. So again, for the ladies, it does tick that comfortable ease of paddling box, especially on those longer journeys. So the blade shape itself, it's nothing super techy, it's just a nice general shape with a thin profile across the thickness here, and it's just, as I said, very easy to paddle. More than happy to paddle it in surf, bit of racing, but really for general paddling, it's a lot of fun and very smooth in and out of the water. The big thing about these paddles is really the finish. Absolutely stunning to look at paddle. The bamboo veneers are gorgeous, and there is literally nothing wrong with it at all. The finish is absolutely outstanding, which is what they're striving for at Aquaite. That's definitely what they're trying to lead into, luxury water sports equipment, and that is a very good looking product if you ask us. And we've heard other people's thoughts and testimonies and feedback, and they also agree. So if you see this paddle in the flesh, you will be I think you'll agree that it is an outstanding looking and well finished product. I really like the Pantone paint on the top of the blade there, or the bottom of the blade and the top of the handle. Very easy to see where the paddle is. If you drop it in the surf especially, it's very good because the paddle floats upside down or right way up. It doesn't matter because you can see your blade tip quite easily. And also from a safety aspect, when paddling in the dark, it does actually shine. I don't know how, but it shines through a lot more in darker areas than any other color would do. So from a safety aspect of paddling long distances and paddling at night, again, another good little feature they've got. But the real winner we find with this paddle is the middle joint. The middle joint is fantastic. It's so simple, I'm surprised I didn't think about it before. Instead of having a standard push pin with a flat cut off section of the paddle, so they just clip together like most of pretty much all the other 3-piece paddles have, it's an oval asymmetric cut angle of the paddle blade or the paddle shaft, and it slips in there, pushes in nice and easy, and it instantly locates, and it's just so simple and such a good idea that I can't believe other brands haven't thought about it yet. Having that like that gives it such a stiff feel, but it still keeps the paddle shaft nice and smooth, so there's nothing really to catch your fingers on like some other 3-piece paddles have when they have those clamps that clamp down on the midsection there. Absolutely perfect. As you can tell, we really like that part of the paddle. The top section of the paddle blade has its more standard sort of open clip collar that you'd find on a lot of other paddles. There is no markings on the top section at all for heights and stuff, but personally for me, I'll set my paddle, I know what height I want it, I clip it on and away we go. Maybe I'll go surfing, lower it a little bit to what I want it, clip it on, away you go. So just to be aware, there is no markings on there. From our side, we don't think that's a massive issue, but you might personally find that a bit of a pain. The clip system is a standard clip system as you'd find on other paddles. It's absolutely fine for most general paddling. Maybe if you were performance surfing or performance racing, you would like to have something that was either maybe like had grooves in it or a bit more fixed in, but generally this is a general paddle, and if you're really after that sort of performance, you're probably after a fixed paddle that hasn't got an adjustable top section. At £219, it is a very competitive price point. There is definitely way more expensive paddles out there, up to the sort of £300 price point, and this paddle can easily paddle them out of the water. We can't fault this paddle for what it is. It sits at a very good price point. So the overall SUPboarder verdict is going to suit beginners all the way up to sort of into the advanced sort of stakes. Some of the top end advanced paddlers might like a more of a secure top section with a groove in the top paddle shaft or a lever lock system, but definitely for those beginners to intermediates, it's an outstanding paddle at an exceptionally good price. The finish of this paddle is what shines out through everything, and that middle section is an absolute winner. A very nice paddle, 4.5 stars from SUPboarder, completely happy with it. The Aquaite Voyager Pro 3-piece carbon.